See, again, last week I said I don't know how to start these and I need to think of an intro. And I guess over time, as we get used to doing these more often, maybe we'll find like an exclusive intro, But for now, welcome back to NFL Picks. It's week 13. Unlucky for some. Hopefully, it's lucky for us, though, in our picks and our bets this week. Gamble responsibly and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. So, we are going to get into a week 12 recap first before we get to this week's preview for week 13. And the picks. Now, last week's picks, we all pretty much went with the same teams. I feel like, apart from one specific game, which we will get to. And I say that because I am joined today. I should probably do some intros. Joined today by, once again, Crab over this side. Give us a little wave, Crab. And down below, we have the boy Qusic. So, he's repping his team. He's not repping his team. He's repping one of them. Both as bad as each other right now, but we'll get into that. Okay, so week 12. How do you boys feel about last week? I went 9-4 in the picks. It was a very interesting week of football. There was some good games, and I went 9-4 in the picks. We're going to get into the individual game review because I've got smoke for some certain teams. But how did you get on? How did you think the week of football was?
I went 8-5, obviously. Niners. Yeah, we had the same picks apart from the Niners Packers. Not happy.
I don't know, man. I thought that was a pretty good game. Definitely made a mistake just pretty much going for the favorites, though, because there were some crazy upsets that I was not seeing. There were like a couple that I thought could go either way, but some of these I was just, no world was I seeing these come to fruition.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I think the first game definitely lived up to that sentiment, which was the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. The Snow Bowl, or whatever they'd be calling it. That game was crazy, bro. I went to sleep. I watched like the first half, then went to sleep and woke up and saw that the Steelers had lost. And I was like, fuck the Steelers. I need to stop saying fuck every team. That lets me down. But fuck the Steelers. You know what I mean, bro? Like Russell Wilson, bro. I felt like he was going to go out there, get the job done. I thought, who's their running back again? Bro, I put a bet on him as well. Harris. I thought he was going to go and run their man down and put on a show. But they got beat by the Browns. But after seeing the interviews with Jameis Winston afterwards, all that like anger towards the Steelers just went, bro, because that guy's comedy gold. He is hilarious, bro. So he was out there eating the snow and the Steelers ate this loss. Now, I've watched quite a lot of the Steelers games so far this season, and I don't think they're that good. They're 8-3 on the season, now 8-2 going into that game, and I said it last week that, they've got a decent team put together. Like George Pickens, I really like him, even though he has some demons, that man. That's being light with it. But yeah, I was actually impressed by the Browns, man. And the weather is crazy, bro. Like in England, we don't see weather like that. We don't see football games that start off like dry and clear, and then by the end of the game, the pitch is white. We never see that. So it was so funny watching the highlights the next day, and then it was just like quarter by quarter, the pitch just changed color every time. But anything you have to say about that game, or should we move it on?
I think it's just typical AFC North football. Like, I should have seen it coming, honestly, because when those guys play each other in the division, you can never really expect anything normal. So,
yeah, I mean, with Jimmy Swinson at quarterback, you can never expect anything normal coming out of that guy's mouth. I said last week, didn't I? I can see Jameis going out there and eating the dub. Remember when he was playing for the Bucs and he had that famous clip of him eating the dub? This week, he ate the dub, but he also ate the snow. So
when I woke up this morning and I FaceTimed my wife and my boys were going to school, my baby was eating the snow. So I was like, man, it would be wonderful to eat the snow. And we got this win, so I'm definitely going to eat some snow today.
Oh, man. Moving on. So we all pretty much picked the favorites. And there were some close ones. The Chiefs beat the Panthers by 3 points. That was a close game. I've been saying the Chiefs haven't looked like the Chiefs this season. They've not been playing like the usual selves, it doesn't feel like. And to only beat the Panthers by 3 points is crazy. Next game after that on the list that I can see is one that let us all down. We all picked the Houston Texans to beat the Tennessee Titans at home. Titans got the dub, 32-27. Got to put respect on the Tennessee Titans, but fuck the Texans. Bum-ass team. Every time I've put a bet on the Texans, they've let me down. CJ Stroud, I wanted one passing touchdown last week, bro. He didn't get it. This week he got like 3. You know what I mean? I had a Joe Mixon touchdown. That didn't work out. Got to put respect on that Titans defense. Last week, also, I said that the Titans offense is where they've been struggling. They've been struggling to put points on the board. Obviously, had a great defense, best pass defense in the league by numbers before last week anyway. I think they still are there, possibly. So I was like, yo, the defense is good, but they can't put points up. They dropped 32 on the Texans' head and got the W. So I've got to put respect on Tennessee, but fuck the Texans. You guys, what are you going to say about that game? Because you obviously both picked the Texans too.
I watched it as well. I watched the game, and honestly, man, I was just looking at the Texans, thinking like, these guys are so bad, like so bad. I was just watching them, just thinking like, bums, just absolute bums, just sitting there seeing. I can't remember the exact play, but like it was a wide open like throw that one of the players just dropped. And I was just sat there, just shaking my head at the telly. It's not even my team, and I'm just sat there, just like, what even is this? Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, definitely not their best performance of the year. But Titans definitely played a really good game. Like they made a bunch of free agent signings that everybody was kind of shaking their head at. But this is the I want to call it the Tony Pollard breakout game because he had a touchdown and I can't remember how many yards, but I was watching the highlights of the game and every other play it felt like he was going for something.
Yeah, I've actually got it here. He went 24 carries, 119 yards for a touchdown too, which, you know, obviously I know I'm very familiar with Tony Pollard's game, being an ex-Cowboys fan, so it was actually nice to see him go out there and put on a show, but then at the same time, Texans, come on, bro. Those are the games that you've got to be winning. As the Houston Texans, where they want to be, they've got to be winning those games, you know? Yeah, 2 touchdowns for CJ Stroud, 2 interceptions too. That guy is liable to throw a pick. Joe Mixon, anytime touchdown and over 60 yards I took. He went 14 carries for 22 yards. That Titans defense shut them down, bro. Like, obviously, CJ went for nearly 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, despite Titans having the best pass defense in the league. But then they were looking like the best rush defense in the league, bro, the way they shut down the run game of the Texans there. But yeah, put respect on the Titans and move on to another game, which I think we all picked the Washington Commanders to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Now, obviously, as a former Cowboys fan, I did say in last week's picks, this is why, like, it was our first week of picks. We all played it safe. I'm going to start being a bit more rash with the picks because I literally said last week, I think the Cowboys can go out there and get the dub. I love JD5. That's why I picked the Commanders. But I think the Commanders are a bum-ass team. Apart from JD, you know, I really like JD, so I will back the Commanders all the time. But, bro, I literally gave the whole breakdown of why they needed to win that game. You know, that's 3-4 losses in a row now, I think. Maybe something like that. I think is it 4 in a row for the Commanders?
They've been sliding for sure.
Because they had the Steelers, they had the Ravens, I think. Or maybe I'm tripping. I can't remember who it was, but I think it's 4 in a row. Let me just fact check, actually.
I think it's 3, like you said, Steelers, Ravens, and Cowboys now.
Eagles, my bad, not the Ravens.
Or Eagles,
Yeah, so, bro, I said, like, if it's 3 losses in a row, then it's getting sticky. But, you know, that was one of the most wild games I've ever seen. At, like, halftime, it was, like, 7-3 or 3-0 or something. And it finished 34-26. Obviously, there was the onside kick return at the end, which was just, when do you ever see that happen, for one? What a game, what a crazy game. Obviously, like I say, bittersweet because I picked the Commanders, but then I'm an ex-Cowboys fan. I like to see the Cowboys do well. Did CeeDee Lamb get a touchdown? I feel like I said last week, anytime CeeDee Lamb, take it on the bets. But then never take my advice for bets. Let me just check. I'm not making that the fuck up. No, okay, I did make that the fuck up. He didn't. So I don't know where I got that from.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I don't know, bro. Just last week I said it could go that way. I felt like the Commanders being a divisional game too. I felt like the Cowboys could go out there and get that dub, and then they went and done it. Crazy game. Anything to add, boys, on that one?
Yeah, I dislike the Cowboys thoroughly. Yeah, I didn't even watch it. Just don't like them.
It was a crazy game. You should go back and watch the highlights, at least for the fourth quarter, bro, because that game was crazy. Like, they missed the extra point as well to tie the game, bro. Like, a literal, what was it, like a 60, 80-yard touchdown pass from JD5?
86-yard touchdown.
86-yard touchdown, Key. Extra point to tie the game. They missed it. It's crazy. And then onside kick, the Cowboys returned it. It was crazy, bro. There's one more game to get to before we get to the big talking points on the weekly recap. Don't want to stay on last week too much. But the Cardinals against the Seahawks, I think we all had the same sentiments, which was this game could go either way. I think we all ended up picking the Cardinals in the end, though. And again, like the Cowboys game, I did say I like the chances of the Seahawks. I don't know why I didn't double down on that. I said Seahawks at home, 12th man, all of that. You know about the nest and everything that they have going over there at the Seahawks Stadium, whatever it's called, bro. I don't even know. I'm making that up now. I think it's called the nest. I might be making it up. But the Seahawks at home are a different beast. We said as well that was going to be a slugfest game, and it was going to be a high point scoring game. It ended 16-6. I watched the game, and I'm going to be honest, not very enjoyable to watch. I think I've picked the Cardinals a lot this year, and they've cashed me out every time, which is why I went with them this time. But I never actually watched any of the games. I watched them, and I was like, these guys are bums. Kyler Murray is a bum. And I'm seeing videos on him on TikTok eating pizza with strangers, and it's like, bro, focus on the game type shit, you know what I mean? But I guess maybe that's a bit too early to say, because it's one loss that they've taken. I think it was a streak of like 3-4 wins maybe they were on. Again, don't ask me for stats, because I just make them up as I go. So we all picked the Cardinals there. Anything to say on the Seahawks, boys?
They just came out way better than I was expecting, honestly. I don't know, man. There's always like I said last week, there's always a team that I'm sleeping on. This time, I switched from the Broncos to sleeping on the Seahawks, it looks like. So
yeah. Game of the week though, for us at least. We have a 49ers fan and we have a Packers fan. So this was a big one. Now me and Q picked the Packers. Key, do you want the floor? Do you want to start on this one? I feel like you should have some stuff to say. Q, I think we should take a back seat and give him the floor for this one for now. Let's see what he's got to say.
let me just make sure I turn him up here so I can hear all this.
I watched the first quarter, and then I had to go and have a shower. But literally, it was just yeah. When I seen all the injuries, when I seen like the injury reserve list, I just thought, we stink. We really stink. I've seen Brandon Allen starting as well. Fuck.
The injuries did set his back big time. That was my point for picking the Packers, especially last week, was the injuries. But at the same time, bro, you stunk.
It's the worst though when like the day before they're like, oh yeah, by the way, Brock's not playing. Well then the whole game's gone. I mean, I knew I had a suspicion Nick Bosa wouldn't play, because obviously he didn't play like half of the last game, and like a few others, but yeah, Brock not playing just stunk. It honestly, it felt like we had Ice Spice at QB. That much ass was getting thrown. It was just it wasn't a sight to watch, guys. Honestly.
Too much ass on the play, looking like Derrick Henry. Q, should we throw it over to you? Well, bro, in fact, let me not put it that way. Talking about throwing ass, and now I said, should we throw it over to Q? This is crazy. You want to say?
If I must. Man, what I talked about last week with the Cardinals and making sure that you need to destroy bad teams. The 49ers are a great team when healthy, but they had all those guys missing. This needed to be a big win for us, and that's what it ended up being. But I don't know, man. I don't care if they're injured to hell and back and it's the regular season. Watching that beatdown was like therapeutic. And oh my God. We actually had a good red zone offense this week, 5 for 5 in the red zone, as opposed to like, I don't know. It felt like 0 for however many tries we had every other game, but it was a really good one to watch for, some of us.
See, I don't wanna come out and be like, oh yeah, the Packers only won because of like the Niners injuries. They didn't. They played miles better than us anyway. It would have been a close game either way, I think, because the Packers have been like playing very well. It just it is what it is. It falls on a bad day. But
Yeah.
congrats.
See, losing your QB was the biggest one, I thought. Kittle was out too, wasn't he? Or am I tripping?
No, he was there.
Oh,
George
well, I
played.
just didn't notice. then.
He got our only touchdown.
He did
of the
score, to
game.
be fair. But fuck George Kittle. Fuck the 49ers. You sorry ass team. Yo, I love that video of when you got beat by the Chiefs. Kia sent you in on Twitter.
Yeah.
There's that video queue and it's like, fuck the 49ers.
Damn, fuck the 49ers. Yeah, fuck the 49ers. Yeah, fuck the 49ers. Y'all a sorry ass team. Why I hate that team so much? Where can I begin? Man, fuck George Kittle, bro. He looked like Ben Franklin. Man.
So with losing Brock Purdy, I thought it was going to be a big day for Christian McCaffrey. Where was he? I thought it was going to be a big day. Let's rely on the run game. Even he's a good receiving back, you know. Yeah, but still, bro, he went like 30 yards or something. Again, I made up the stats, but just a quiet day for him when I thought it was going to be a big day. And the Packers, bro, if we want to talk about run games, shout out to the Packers. I can't remember my man's name. What's your running back called, Q?
Josh Jacobs.
Josh
with the
Jacobs.
hat-trick.
Three touchdowns, 100 yards, bro. If you had them on fantasy football, that's a big one. 31 yards for Christian McCaffrey. I have a talent for making up stats and them being right. I just literally made that up. He went for 30 yards. He went for 31 yards on 11 carries. 2 touchdowns for Jordan Love. Sorry, go on, what?
I was gonna say Christian McCaffrey had more fumbles than touchdowns, which was probably the most insane part of that game, in my opinion. Because, like we were expecting, I was expecting Christian to go off, but run defense actually showed up this time.
Yeah, which you've been complaining about recently as well, like your run defense hasn't been there. Yeah, good game for the Packers. I said last week before the picks, I haven't watched a single 49ers game this season. That was my first time watching, and that will be my last time watching the 49ers this season if every game is like that. I know you had injuries, but you are a sorry-ass team. And Brock Purdy looks like Jimmy Neutron's friend Sheen, as the lyrics go in the song. So
Hate the 49ers. Facts. I hate that fucking team. Facts. Brock Purdy look like Jimmy Neutron friend Sheen.
Yo, what does he say? George Kittle looks like Ronald Reagan or something in the song, bro. Or he looks like Benjamin Franklin. I can't remember what he said, bro. I need to pull that song up. That was so funny. But yeah, man, big week for the boys there. Their teams playing each other. And that's it. I think no more respects to pay, right? We all picked the Eagles, I think, but I just want to say shout out to the Eagles. Saquon Barkley went crazy. 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. What a week for him. What a player. But we can move on to week 13 now. I think let's start our picks. Like I say, it's an unlucky number for some, but not for me, because this week I am going 16-0 with my picks. That's how I'm feeling. It's Thanksgiving, right? Am I right in saying that on Thursday? So shout out to all the Americans out there, or just everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving. Obviously, we don't do it in the UK, but shout out to everyone who is celebrating that. Hopefully, you enjoy watching the football. The first game on Thanksgiving is the Detroit Lions playing the Chicago Bears at home. This, for me, easy pick. I'm going with the Detroit Lions. Last week, I picked the Lions. I really like the way the Lions are looking. They're 10-1 on the season. The 2 running backs, Sonic and Knuckles, going crazy. Jared Goff's looking great as well. When you've got a team like that where you have 2 threats at running back with different skill sets, you know, I'd say Gibbs is more like obviously the speedy one. That's why he's Sonic, and then Demo can just pound people, pause. That's why they call him Knuckles. And Jared Goff, when he's being able to throw the ball like he does with St. Brown out there too, that is just bro, they are my favorites, I would say, for Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie. I can't see how you stop that offense. And the Chicago Bears, I said it last week, Chicago bums. I've got to put respect on Caleb Williams. That's their quarterback, right? Caleb Williams, yeah. So he was actually very impressive, I thought, last game that I watched. He was throwing some dots, but he was also throwing some passes that I thought, he's a rookie quarterback. You know? He was throwing some passes where I was like, that is like inches away from being intercepted. That is a risky pass. But maybe that's the thin line between greatness and being a bum. But I'm picking the Detroit Lions. Let me not stay on that one for too long. Key, what about you, bro?
Yeah, me too. I'm picking the Lions. Obviously, the QB's Jared Goff, and I love Goffs. I'm there.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yeah, Lions are just, they're a boss team. They are really good. Like you said, Super Bowl favourites. See them versus the Chiefs.
Not the 49ers. Q, who are you taking?
I mean, who's beating Goff, bro? Like, these Lions have been incredible. If they don't beat the Bears by 30, consider it a loss. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, 97% on the Mallory Bros pick'em. Shout out to Mallory Bros, by the way. I forgot to say at the beginning. As always, this would not be a series without the Mallory Bros. I am making my picks on the Mallory Bros ESPN pick'em. So 97% in the Mallory Bros pick'em picked the Lions. 3% for the Bears. I'm guessing all 3% of those people are from Chicago, because I don't know why you would ever pick the Bears. But then again, look at our luck recently with our picks. Like, we all picked the Steelers last week to go ahead and beat the Browns in the pick'em on Mallory Bros. That was 93% Steelers. The Browns got the win, but Lions, bro, different beast, same animal, not even same animal. I was gonna say same animal, different beast, but they're not. You know, a lion compared to us. What the fuck even is a Steeler? You know what I mean? Steeler? I barely know her in a queue.
A construction worker?
Yeah, exactly. That's the first game of the week. After that, I feel like the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. Is this like a thing in the contract with the Cowboys and the NFL to always play on Thanksgiving? It's the New York Giants. For real? I didn't know about the Lions. Okay, so that is news to me. But so 9:30 p.m. UK time, that is. New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I'll take the floor because as a former Cowboys fan, I always have a soft spot for Dallas, you know, and I'm always going to rep Dallas, even though I'm not really too much. I wouldn't really claim myself as a Cowboys fan, but at the same time, give me the Cowboys for this game. Giants, you're a sorry ass team. You got rid of Daniel Jones, brought in what was his name, Vinny DeVito or something. Yeah, what's his name? Tommy DeVito. My bad. I don't want to disrespect him. You know what I mean? But you got Danny DeVito at quarterback, bro. Like, give me the Cowboys all day. Give me a CD Lamb anytime touchdown. Give me over yards on Cooper Rush. He's actually cooking. And I think the Giants, bro, bum-ass team. I've got to say this because we have a friend from work, me and Crab, we have a friend who supports the Giants. Bum-ass team. Give me the Cowboys. Money line. CD Lamb anytime touchdown. You're getting smoked on Thanksgiving. It's going to be a sad day for the people of New York. So, let me get down off my pedestal and I will pass it on. Key, who you taking? Giants v Cowboys?
You know, I had wrote down the Cowboys, but I feel like I want to be different this week. I don't want to end up with...
Wait, hold up. I'm sorry. You good, Q?
Q's got a blanket. He's asleep. It's a snooze fest.
We're talking about Giants Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time to go back to bed then, huh?
Oh man, Key, go on, bro.
I'm gonna take the Giants.
Oh,
I'm gonna go the sleeping Giants. I'm gonna go my guy. He's gonna go off.
Where's the freaking gabagoo?
Where's the freaking gabagoo? Yeah.
You motherfucker. Oh man, hey, I've got to say, Tommy DeVito is a cool ass name. No, DeVito, bro, it's like, that is a cool ass name. That is just the most Italian name you could ever think of. You know what I mean?
That's the best. You motherfucker.
You motherfucker. I'm walking here. Sorry. Anyway, let's move on from the Italian jokes. Q, who you taking for this one?
Hey, where's the freaking gabagoo? You motherfucker. You motherfucker, huh? Don't make me get the... Hey, I'm walking here.
I think we found our clip for the intro. For this one, I wrote down a little something here that I found off the Google machine. So a lot of times people talk about eating Thanksgiving dinner, or I guess in this case it'd be more lunchtime, but turkey makes everybody sleepy. And I did a little digging on that, and it says turkey contains tryptophan, which plays a role in sleep, but the amount in turkey isn't enough to make people fall asleep. Drowsiness caused after a Thanksgiving meal is more likely due to be watching the Dallas Cowboys playing football. So, honestly, I was thinking about picking the Cowboys too, but I don't know, man. Part of me wanted to go with the Giants. Tommy DeVito last season, they got a very unfortunate win over my Packers. Tommy DeVito, everybody was rallying behind the Italian, you know. Um, and you know what? If they keep him, I might actually pick him this game because Cowboys played a good game, but this seems like one where they might slip up.
So you're going with Giants then? Or is it
Yep.
dependent on who starts?
I'm going. I think I'm just gonna go Giants on this one.
Okay. So immediately we've got some interesting picks going on. Last week we all went the same apart from one game. Second game of the week. It's 2 against 1. I can't wait to cook you guys next week in the recap. The Cowboys are gonna go out there and win like 31-10. I'm telling you, we putting up points. Cooper Rush, 200 yards. CD Lamb, maybe even 2 touchdowns, bro. But I do feel like DeVito might throw his first touchdown of the season. Yeah, give me the Cowboys all day. Then we move to 5-7, and you know, after that big win last week against the Commanders, bro. Again, divisional game. Cowboys, bro. Give me that. You know what I mean? So it's 2 against 1 there. A big game for the next pick. It's the Friday morning game for us, Thursday night game for America. It's the Miami Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers. Q, we'll give you the floor to start for this one, being the resident Packers fan. What are you saying about this one?
All I got to say is we can't get too caught up in that big win last week because we shit stomped the 49ers, which I was really happy to see. But like I said before, they were injured to hell and back. There's actually somebody was talking to Tua in an interview before the game, and he said he's excited to break narratives because Packers, Wisconsin, cold as hell all the time, and the Dolphins lately have been doing piss poor when it comes to playing freezing temperature games.
Yeah, I've actually got the stats. I said I don't do stats, but I actually read this. The Dolphins are 0-4 when playing a game that's under like 32 degrees or something, and I think it's going to be 29 degrees for this game on Thursday night. So that's why Tua said he wants to break the narrative. But do you think they can do it?
Yeah. I mean, they got the team to do it, but they just got to see if they can put their money where their mouth is when it comes to beating this Packers team. They got a good win. Packers got a good win, but they need to build off of it for sure.
So I'm guessing you're going to pick your team then. You're picking the Packers, of course. Got to pick your own team, right? Key, who you got for this one?
Again, I've got written down the Packers, yeah, but I read a stat while I was waiting in the intermission.
Oh, sorry to keep you waiting.
You know what I mean? But I seen since Tua's come back, he's thrown for like 1,100 yards, something like that, 11 touchdowns, and I don't know. I really think the Dolphins are going to win it. Just that stat has just changed my mind. I can see the Dolphins.
Tua has been cooking for real. Mallory Bros Pick'em has it 80% Packers, 20% Dolphins. Packers obviously home advantage too, like you say, with the cold. I don't know if there's any snow scheduled. If there was, I would put money on Jameis Winston to just turn up, and like it's not even his game, but if there's snow there, I wouldn't put it past him. So are you picking the Dolphins, Key, or are you picking the Packers?
Dolphins.
So it's 1-1 so far, and Q, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to make it 2-1. I'm going with the Miami Dolphins. I think what this game comes down to, actually, the deciding factor of this game will be the Miami Dolphins rush defense. If they can stop the run of the Packers, I think Tua can go out there and put up the numbers that the Dolphins need to win. They have the weapons. I think Tyreek Hill might go crazy this game. I'm going at least over 60, maybe a touchdown on Tyreek. I think Tua, bro, since he's come back, I don't know what happened in the intermission when he was out. I don't know what like spiritual awakening he had. Maybe that last concussion knocked some like, I don't even know, spiritual energy into him. He used like reverse curse technique like Gojo. He's came back and he's like, I've clocked it. I'm him. I mean, he was good anyway to it, but like he mentioned, the stats since he's came back is crazy. Underdogs as well, Dolphins. That's going to boost the money on the parlay. Give me the Miami Dolphins. But I do think Josh Jacobs, that's his name, right? Josh Jacobs. I think he might go crazy. I think he could get like, he could have a Saquon week, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then the Packers just win. But like I say, it depends on the Dolphins defense, bro. If they can stop that run, but it's going to be tough, you know? So 2 against 1 there. I will happily pay respects to the Packers next week if we do get that wrong in the weekly recap. But moving on from that game, I think that will be a very good game to watch, bro. I'm excited to watch that one. Next game, definitely not watching this one. It's the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me Chiefs. You should go out there and win. Make it 11-1. Raiders are bums. Chiefs, you haven't looked great this season, but that's a game you've got to win. If you want to go back to Super Bowl again, which you are technically favorites to do so, go and beat the Raiders. Don't make it like 14-17, bro. Just go and beat them. Put the numbers up. Mahomes, cash me out, bro. I'm picking the Chiefs. Key, who you got?
I'm picking the Chiefs too. Yeah. Not really much to discuss. The Raiders are just a terrible team. The Chiefs are a good team.
Facts. Q.
As much as I want to pick the Raiders, because it seems like every year between those two teams, there's one random Raiders win. I'm not seeing it this year, especially now if they got Desmond Ridder back there for the Raiders. So give me Chiefs in this one, but probably barely.
Easy picks there. Next game. Oh, this is a tough one. Los Angeles Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons. Mallory Bros Pick'em has it 68% Chargers, 32% Falcons. Falcons with the home advantage, and oh, that's a tough pick. Do one of you want to start? I need to get my thoughts together for that one. This is my first time looking through the fixtures like properly. That's a tough game. Who have you got for this one? Key, do you want to start?
Yeah,
I think I know who you're gonna. I think I know who you're gonna pick for this one, but
I think we all know. I'm a big Kirko fan. I took the Falcons purely just because I like Kirk Cousins. That's my guy. He's drippy. I think he's gonna go off. I didn't even check. Did they play last week? Or did they have a bye week?
They had a bye, I think, and they got beat.
Coming off a bye.
They got beat embarrassingly the week before.
Yeah.
Embarrassingly, is that even a word? I don't know. 38-6 against the bum-ass Broncos. You let Bo Nix have a crash out game against you, bro. 4 touchdowns, 300 yards for Bo Nix. Well, not against you. You're not a Falcons fan. I'm talking to the Falcons fans that might be watching this. Every time I've backed the Falcons, similar to the Texans, let me down every time, bro. So for that reason, I'm tempted myself to go with the Chargers. But at home, I think the Falcons, off a bye week and a bad loss, they need to come back and get the dub. I'm not looking at my pick just yet. Q, what have you got to say about this one?
This usually seems like the part of the year where the Chargers are looking really good. Like they just came off loss to the Ravens, but I think it was closer than people think. But yeah, this is usually the part of the year where everything's looking good for the Chargers and it suddenly falls apart. But I think under Harbaugh, this team's looking a little bit different this year. So I think I'm going to have to pick the Chargers for this one.
So we got 1-1 for this pick so far. I am leaning towards the Chargers. I watched them last week against my Lamar Jacksons. That's what I call the Ravens, by the way. I'm not a Ravens fan. I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. So my Lamar Jacksons got the dub. The Chargers didn't really show me anything that was like, oh, these are quite special. Herbert looked decent at QB, but again, the Falcons haven't been too special either. This is just a game that could go either way, and I wouldn't be mad to see it go either way, but I think I am leaning towards picking the Chargers. Like I say, the pick'em has it 68% Chargers, 32 to Falcons. That's a decent spread right there. And the Falcons are at home and underdogs. So if you're taking moneyline Falcons, you might get a good return on that. Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. I'll happily pay respects to Atlanta next week, but I'm taking the Chargers. I feel already locking in that pick right there that I'm going to regret it. But I'm taking the Chargers.
You said that last week about the Packers.
True that. And then I saw the 49ers play like absolute ass. This next game, though, is a big one. So we're into the Sunday games now, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this is 50-50 on a Mallory Bros pick'em. I mentioned it in the weekly recap talking about the Steelers against the Browns. I've watched the Steelers quite a lot this season, and I'm not impressed. I don't think they're that good. You know, when I watch them, I don't think they're an 8-3 team. Like, yeah, they have weapons. Russell Wilson's in our QB, but that should be enough. Russell Wilson's in our QB. You know, you're playing the Bengals, who, by the way, have looked like bums also this year, 4-7. And the 4 wins came against some bummy teams. But I think the Bengals at home, off a bye week, best receiver in the league, Jamar Chase. You've got to get this dub. It might be an upset on paper because the Steelers are 8-3. But the Bengals, bro, if you go 4-8 on this season. It's getting sticky for the Bengals. The W due for a win. I'm taking the Bengals. That's a controversial pick, I think, because the Steelers on paper, everything points to the Steelers, I think. But give me the Bengals. Key, who you taking?
Yeah, the Steelers, they're a good team, but I also went with the Bengals too. I think Joe Shiesty is a great QB. I think Jamar Chase, unbelievable. The chemistry between them is insane. I think I've seen something like Joe Burrows threw like 3 touchdowns the other day, like 3 to Jamar, and they still lost.
Yeah, it was against my Lamar Jacksons. It was 34-35. That was a big game, but like the Bengals, sorry to cut you, but the Bengals have 4 wins this season. They came against the bum-ass Raiders, the bum-ass Browns, the bum-ass Giants, and I can't even see what there. No, that I'm lying because I'm looking at stats from 2022. What is Google doing to me, bro? Where's this year? So they did beat the bum-ass Raiders. They beat the bum-ass Browns. Wait there, I wasn't tripping. What the fuck, Google? Anyway, the Bengals have had 4 wins this year. It was against the Raiders, the Browns, the Giants, and the Panthers. 4 bum-ass teams that you should beat anyway. And then you have 7 losses, bro. You've got to go and get a win against a decent side if you want any chance. I don't even know the maths. I don't even know how the NFL works. Can they still make the playoffs? I don't even know, but if they want to make it there, you've got to beat the Steelers this week. So I'm picking the Bengals. I've already said I'm picking the Bengals. I cut Key off. Let me throw it back to Key. Before that, Q, were you about to interject about the playoff picture?
I think I don't know like the actual stats, but they basically need to win out or win all but one of their remaining games if they want to make it, because the AFC is really top heavy and they are not looking great for that final wild card spot.
There we go. So you've got to go and win out. Key, I'm sorry for cutting you. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, no, it was just, I think they've got great chemistry, and I like the Cincinnati team. I think they'll win it. Yeah.
Q?
This one I was really torn on because, like I said earlier, these AFC North games, you can never really get a good grip of what's going to happen here. Joe Burrow has had 3,000 passing yards and 27 touchdowns this year, which sounds great, but they are 4-7. So it hasn't been their offense that's been the problem. It's been their defense that's been letting them down. Pittsburgh Steelers have a really good defense, but their offense has been letting them down too. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be, despite what the Bengals have been showing, it's probably going to be one of those really close, really low scoring games that can go either way. I was initially leaning Steelers, and I think I'm going to have to stick to that.
I like it. I like that we're going different picks this week, you know. It's going to be interesting for next week's recap. This is a good week of football. There's some good games on, you know. Next game, this probably is the easiest pick for all of us so far. Well, probably not, actually. But the next game is the Arizona Cardinals at the Minnesota Vikings. I don't have much to say about the Cardinals other than what I said in the intro. Give me the Vikings. You nearly lost last week. Don't do the same again. Go and get the win. Just win, bro. It's not that hard. 9-2 Vikings. Make it 10-2. Give me Vikings. Cardinals. Bums. My science teacher in school was a Cardinals fan. And I never knew why. I always thought the Cardinals was a weird team to support. You know, being from the UK, picking a team to support is tough because you don't have any relation to any state or city or anything like that. But he was a Cardinals fan, and I was like the Cardinals aren't even a name that really gets mentioned in the UK, you know? Like, everyone knows the Chiefs. I feel like everyone in the world knows the Chiefs now that Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift, you know what I mean? Like, even white girls from England will know who the Chiefs are, you know what I mean? But, bro, the Cardinals, like, who the fuck supports the Cardinals? Like, I'm just offending everyone in the state of Arizona right now, or whatever the fuck Arizona is. Is Arizona a state? I don't even care. I don't even care.
It's a state.
Yeah.
It's a state, but it's also basically a desert.
Exactly. So who supports the Cardinals apart from like the camels and that? You know what I mean? You've got some like little desert rabbits and stuff and cactus, bro. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm yapping for no reason about the Cardinals. Let me throw it over to Key. Did you pick, or am I tripping? Am I just ranting now?
Oh yeah, you were first.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. I'll probably say this every week, but I think a lot of the Cardinals games are gonna be slugfests. I think this game, especially with the Vikings, I think it's gonna be another like high scoring game. I feel like both defenses are good, but both offenses are just like slightly better. So I think it's gonna be like a 30-20 game to the Vikings. So I'm picking the Vikings.
See, we all thought that last week with the Seahawks game, though, and look how that one turned out. But I see the sentiment. Obviously, the Vikings have Jay Jettas. That's your favorite receiver. We had this debate the other day. I said Jamar Chase was the best in the league. Key is backing Jay Jettas. Qusic, who are you taking for this game?
This might just be me preying on their downfall, but I'm going for the Cardinals on this one.
Ooh,
They got
upset alert.
Yeah,
Upset
they got
alert.
a big loss.
I like
a big
it.
loss last week. That's knocking them down to second in the division, which is still, I think, the closest division in the league right now. Seattle and Arizona are 6-5. Rams and 49ers are 5-6. As soon as the Seahawks won last week, I was like, son of a bitch. The 49ers are going to get healthy and win the division, aren't they? So I'm hoping Arizona gets one back here against the Vikings so they can propel themselves into the playoffs and hopefully help the Packers catch an extra game against the Vikings.
You know what? I like that pick. I might take a little parlay with Arizona on there because I can see it happening. But Key, go on.
I actually saw a meme today, and it said, like the Office. Have you guys watched The Office? Yeah, US. You see, the scene where Michael, like Toby and Dwight have all got guns to each other, and it was like the Niners were Michael Scott, and it was like one loss away from a 10th pick, or like from a top 10 pick, and one win away from like topping the group, like topping the conference, and it's just so funny how we're doing so bad, but we could just turn it around so easily, but we won't.
See, with the Vikings going to overtime against the Bears last week too, it was a shaky performance, and I could see the Cardinals going out there and getting the dub. But then again, I watched the Cardinals against the Seahawks and they didn't impress me. But I like the pick from Qusic. Next game, though, we have the Indianapolis Colts at the New England Patriots. Last week, I said about the Dolphins game against the Patriots. I said I felt like that might go either way. I like the Dolphins, but I had this little feeling that Drake May could go out there, throw for 2 touchdowns, and maybe the Patriots win the game. Don't know why I thought that. The Patriots are bums. Give me the Colts. I don't care if they're away from home, 5-7. This is a game that I don't even care about. This is one that I just check the score at the end anyway. Colts, I don't care about you. New England Patriots, bums. Give me the Colts and let me just move on from this game because I do not care about this game. This game means nothing to me. I say that, but I'm going to have the Colts on every single parlay this week, so it does mean something to me. But I'm picking the Colts. Patriots, welcome to the bum list. Yous are right up there at the top, underneath Ice Spice. In fact, we can't even say that anymore. She's on Ozempic. So anyway, let's not even get into that. This is NFL Pick'em. Key, who you taking for this one?
New England.
For real?
I like New England. Yeah, actually, yeah. I actually have it written down. I don't want to show the rest of me. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have New England.
Yes.
I like them. I like the Patriots. I really do. I think if Drake May plays good, then they'll play good. And I just don't like the Colts. I think they just stink. I think there's that much arse on that field that we're in a Nicki Minaj music video.
I also don't like the Colts or the Patriots, but Qusic, who are you taking for this one?
I think I'm going Colts on this one. Drake May's been all right this year, but I've been watching the replays of every single game, and every single week I have the same note down for the Patriots, which is protect Drake May. This offensive line for them has been horrific so far, and Colts rush defense, I'm not sure how great they are, but if the Patriots line plays how they did last week and the week before, Drake May is probably going to have a horrible time. So I'm going to go Colts on this one.
I might take under on game points for this one too. I just can't see it being very high scoring. I don't care about the Colts, and I say that mainly because I don't really know many players who play for them. Oh, actually, I do, bro. I watched the Colts highlights for the last week. They put out what's his name? Richardson, right?
Anthony
Richardson. Now, despite going 11 completions on 28 attempts and 172 yards, he had some plays where I thought, you know what? There's potential there. He had some big throws where I was like, that was a decent play. Obviously, they were against the Lions, so the odds were against him anyway, but I feel like he could go out there, Richardson, this week and put on a little show against the Patriots and be like, yo, look at me, I'm putting on a good show type shit, bro. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he's probably going to go under 200 yards and it's going to be like 6-3 final score, 3 field goals, snooze fest. You want to talk about the Cowboys making people fall asleep on Thanksgiving? This one's going to make me fall asleep at 6 p.m. in the afternoon, bro. Definitely not watching it. Give me the Colts, though. I like the differential pick, though, from Key picking the Patriots. Now, moving on from one bum-ass team to another, we've got the Seattle Seahawks playing the New York Jets. Jets. I said last week, I'm done with the Jets. Yeah. It's over for me and the Jets. My relationship with the New York Jets is finished. Aaron Rodgers, I wanted that nostalgia, you know? I wanted that nostalgia hit of Aaron Rodgers playing well. Adams is there with him now. Back when I used to be a Cowboys fan, when I was a bit younger and used to watch the game, one of my friends who I used to play the game with was a Packers fan. And it used to be fun to, you know, watch other teams who my friends supported, and A-Rod obviously being the QB. I thought maybe I can get that hit of nostalgia, but bro, Jets 3-8. You're at home. I don't even care. Give me Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. I just don't see what the Jets can do. You know, maybe they will put up points. I'm not convinced with this Seahawks team. I'm really not. They're 6-5 on the season. I'm not convinced with them, but what I am convinced is that the Jets are bums. So give me the Seahawks. Key, who are you taking?
Aaron Rodgers, game winner.
Oh, interesting.
I'm taking the Jets. I like A-Rod. I think A-Rod's unbelievable. I think Devontae's good. I think the Jets team they're just struggling right now. I don't think they're a bad team.
Right now, they've been struggling all season.
Yeah. I think they're struggling. I don't think they're that bad. I think they're struggling. I still have them. Still think the Jets will win.
Q, who you got for this one? Seahawks and Jets.
Seahawks just came off a big win against Arizona. Maybe I'm still sleeping on them, but this also seems like I talked about the Chargers before. How it's like usually something like this will happen, or usually something like that will happen, where it crumbles and falls apart against a team for one game or two. This seems like the opposite, where in the Jets' case, every year, ass, right? But there's like 1 or 2 weeks towards the end of the season where they pick up a couple unexpected wins, completely ruin their draft stock, and then they're in the cycle again next year. So this feels like one of those to me where they're going to keep doing the cycle. They're going to get an unexpected win against the Seahawks, and then they're just going to keep screwing themselves over in the future. So give me the Jets for this one.
Wow, okay. Yo, next week's recap is going to be interesting. I can't wait to look back at these games, see who was right, see who was wrong. See, every time I make a pick and then you guys pick different, I start doubting myself. But I just need to double down. You know, the Jets have let me down too many times for me to pick them and let them let me down again. You know what I mean? What's the saying, bro? Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't fool me again. Or whatever was it George Bush who said that? I think
that's exactly right, yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again. Type shit, bro. You know what I mean? So Jets, yeah. Like I say, my relationship with the Jets is cut off, but then it's a toxic relationship. I'm always still looking at the Jets. I'm still looking at the Jets score lines and stats when I should just block them on Instagram. I should just block her, but I'm still looking. You know what I mean? It's a toxic relationship, me and the Jets right now. But give me the Seahawks. Give me Geno Smith for over 200 yards. I feel like he just goes out there and gets yards, bro. Cashes me out every time. Still haven't won an NFL bet this season, by the way. but we're coming close, and this is the week we're going to hit one. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans against the Washington Commanders. Now, for me, easy pick. JD5 is my guy. I'm always going to back him and the Commanders. Disappointing loss for the Commanders against the Cowboys. I was going to say the Command Boys. That's crazy. Who's commanding boys? Anyway, don't answer that. So, the Titans, a big win last week against the Texans, ruined my bet. Commanders' big loss last week against the Cowboys, and they need to win. Commanders, if you go to 7-6, it's you know what I mean? It's getting sticky. Give me Commanders. Easy pick for me. Key, who you taking on this?
Commanders 8-5. I think they're just a better team. I think the Titans had a very lucky game versus the Texans, but I think the Commanders are just a better all-around team than the Texans, and I think the Commanders take it easy.
Q.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Commanders on this one. They need to stop the slide, and this is probably the best game to do it. No disrespect to the Titans, especially pulling off a win last week, but we definitely need to see the Commanders step up and get a win back here. I think if they don't completely shit the bed on special teams, I think they have a really high chance of winning. Actually, I think my favorite special team stat of all time, just to go off topic for a second, the 2010 Chargers had the #1 offense, the #1 defense, and missed the playoffs because their special teams was so shit. And we saw that we saw an example of that Commanders Cowboys where they get this miracle 86-yard touchdown, miss the extra point, try to go for an onside kick. That gets returned for a touchdown. There was also another regular kick return touchdown. Cavante Turpin hitting
That was
spin
crazy too. That
going
spin
90
move.
yards to the house.
That spin move spun me. I was watching it and I was like, whoa, I fell off the couch. I was like, damn, he spun me, bro. I'm a spectator, you know what I mean? But speaking of special teams, though, there was also a blocked punt in that game. I think it was for the Cowboys, but I was watching it thinking, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, no. Live by special teams, die by special teams.
I feel like there's a bug going around the NFL at the minute with special teams. You know, we saw Justin Tucker, one of the greatest kickers of all time, missing 2 kicks just a week or two ago. And then I'm seeing like blocked field goals, blocked kicks, punts. I don't know what's going on with special teams. Like, I might be naive in saying this, but if you've trained all your life to just kick a ball, just kick the damn ball.
Don't get me started on special teams.
Just kick the damn ball, you know?
It's not even just the kicking. The Niners special team smells.
You're practicing these kicks all the time, but not every time you got that big ass audience right behind you, half of them cheering that you fail. So I can understand it, but at the same time, like you say, you've been training for this for so long. It's easy for me to sit on my ass here and be like, you guys need to make these kicks. But
I feel like we're classic like NFL fans right now and just sat there like, oh, you can throw that 90 yards. Come on, I could do that. Like, but really, like, if you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, whatever, to be kicking a ball through some poles, you know what I mean? I think I could do it.
What amazes me is the amount of times in the last few weeks I've seen people hit the uprights. Like, that for me is harder than just kicking it through them. Like, how are you actually hitting the upright? It's like crossbar challenge, bro. Like, it's actually harder to aim there. But anyway, we are sounding like, you know, couch fans. But, like, I throw it back to Justin Tucker, where I'm like, he's one of the greatest kicks of all time. I remember he was in my fantasy football team when he hit that 60-yarder. Do you know how many points I got for that? I can't remember, but it was crazy. You know, he hit 60-yarder, bro, and he's missing them from like 30 yards out. And it's like, I understand like the sentiments of, oh yeah, you're practicing that and you've got this audience behind you. But bro, when you're a veteran like Justin Tucker, you should not be missing. Like, it should be just muscle memory. It should just be autopilot. Go out there, just kick it through. You know what I mean? If you're nailing 60-yarders, I mean, admittedly, that was like 10 years ago or something, 7 years ago. But still, bro, it's crazy.
I was going to say, that was like 2 years ago. He got a 66-yarder, which was the record like 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah. It was really recent.
Yes. For real? I swear he was in my fantasy team when he done that.
Hell, that might have been last year. Because NFC North played AFC North last year.
Was it?
I don't know. I might be rambling here.
I swear he was in my fantasy team. Maybe it was like a 57-yarder or something that he hit when he was in my fantasy. But I don't know. Maybe it was 50 plus. Because I can't even remember now with the fantasy when it... Oh yeah, 23. What? Why do I remember him vividly hitting a 60-yarder? I don't know. But even still, bro, that's even worse. You know what I mean? That's even worse. It was only 2 years ago. And you're hitting 60-yarders and now you can't even hit... Anyway... we've still got 6 more games to go, so let's try and get through them a little bit quicker. We've got Houston Texans at Jacksonville Jaguars. Give me the Texans. You've let me down a lot, but this should be an easy pick, I think, for the 3 of us. Unless someone wants to throw a spanner in the works. No? Yeah. Jags, worst team in the league. I don't even have anything to say about you guys, other than bums, you know? Next up, we've got the Los Angeles Rams at the New Orleans Saints. I'm picking the Rams. I like the Rams. Like I said last week, I think Cooper Kupp is the coldest white boy in the league. That's my guy. Give me Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown for this one. Saints, not impressed me this season. So I'm picking the Rams. The Rams, though, again, they've not really impressed me this season. Bit of a 50-50 game. Or at least for the Rams, every game's been 50-50. 5-6, literally. You know what I mean? But anything to add on this game? I feel like there might be some sentiments for the Rams.
What I was going to say is the Saints have proven that they can drop a lot of points on you, but that's only been against the then winless Panthers, your Cowboys, which still gets funnier every week, and the Browns. But the Rams are not like those teams, I don't think. So it's probably going to be another Rams victory.
We all picking the Rams?
Yeah.
Resounding pick there. So 3 bum teams playing at home in a row and another bum team playing at home. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. Baker Mayfield, what a character he is. Give me Baker and the Bucs. Give me Baker and the Bucs to beat these Panthers. The Panthers, I've actually liked the Panthers this season, I can't lie. I like the dynamic that they've got going on over there with Bryce Young and Andy Dalton. I like Andy Dalton. Maybe this is just, again, nostalgia speaking, because he was a guy back when I used to watch a few years ago. And I've always liked Andy Dalton. So to see him playing like big brother for Bryce Young and like coaching him to a 3-8 record, it's like, it's nice to see, you know? But yeah, the Bucs are 5-6. They've had obviously a few injuries. Mike Evans is back now, though. Give me the Bucs. I did not know they were 5-6, though. I thought they were doing better this season, the Bucs, but I think they're going to put up points against the Panthers, you know? Like, the Panthers, I think, still have the worst rush defense in the league. Even though I picked Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown last week and he didn't get it. But still, give me the Bucs. Okay?
My guy Steph is a Panthers fan, but I'm not. I really like I like Baker. I like Mike Evans. I think Cade Otton, tight end for Tampa Bay. I think he's very, very, very underrated. I think he's very good, and yeah, I can see them taking the dub easily.
I think it might be a little bit closer than we expected. Like last week, my prediction, Chiefs versus Panthers, I think that was my best one of the week. Like, Chiefs didn't play good football. Naturally, they're going to win anyway, but it was only off a one possession, like, field goal. Panthers, I think, have been playing better ever since Bryce Young got back from being benched. I think they need to quit giving up on these young guys so soon. Because, like, we got QB carousel in the Panthers. We got the same thing going on with the Colts. And these guys just need time to develop. Like, you're giving them 5-6 games a year, and you're like, oh, that's not good enough. We gave Jordan Love 3 seasons to sit behind one of the best to ever do it. I'm not saying you can get the best to ever do it on your team every year and train up these rookies, but you can have somebody to help them out. I say that, but I think I'm still going to have to go with the Bucs on this one. They've been playing really good, even if they're not winning the division yet. I think they have a pretty good shot at winning it at the end of the year.
Yeah, so we've all agreed for quite a few in a row there, and I feel like this next game might be one that divides us again. You know, we're moving into the later games now on Sunday. 9:25 kickoff UK time. I will 100% be watching this game. It's a big one. Philadelphia Eagles at the Baltimore Ravens. Gotta be game of the week. Big teams, big players either side. You know, Saquon's been going crazy recently, but then Derrick Henry is in for, you know, MVP shout. You've got Jalen Hurts, who can also add to the run game, but he's also been, you know, using his weapons with his arm. But then you've got Lamar Jackson, who's my favorite player in the league. I'm technically a Ravens fan because I love Lamar, so I'm going to pick the Ravens, but I do just want to say this game is going to be entertaining to watch. It could go either way. I would not be surprised if Saquon runs down this Ravens defense. In fact, I'm just going to start yapping a little bit because I like the Ravens. You know, I've been watching a lot of the Ravens games this season, like I say, but Derrick Henry, bro, he's crazy. The Eagles defense is great, but it's Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? You're going to have to try hard to bring that man down. But then the same could be said with Saquon Barkley. So I feel like the Ravens, we're going to have to move Kyle Hamilton down to the line a bit more. He was doing that earlier on in the season, but then the defense was getting exposed, and the defense has still been getting exposed. One of the worst pass defenses in the league. And when you've got players like AJ Brown out there for the Eagles, it could get sticky. I think it's going to be a run-dominated game, though. Whoever can stop the run better is going to win this game. And the Ravens are at home. I'm picking the Ravens because I just think Lamar Jackson, bro, he's him. He can make things happen. He's a real playmaker. Jalen Hurts, good player, but I'm still not convinced on Jalen. I think he's in a different class to someone like Lamar. You know, Lamar's like here. I keep getting higher because Jalen Hurts is like down here. You know, no disrespect to Jalen Hurts. I think he is a great player. Can use his legs, can throw at the same time. But again, I think it comes down to Saquon versus Derrick Henry. I think Saquon gets more yards, but at the same time, bro, Derrick Henry is just, he's a beast. Whoever stops the run better is going to win this game. Key, who do you think will win this one?
Yeah, like Q said in a tweet that he sent us, it's just 4 running backs, really. 2 of them can throw. I think the better combination is what the Ravens have. I think Derrick Henry's just a whole lot of man. He's a whole lot of ass.
Yeah, too much ass on the play.
It looked like Derrick Henry's full ass was out there.
And there's a flag down on the field.
Oh boy, that's going to be unnecessary ass on the Ravens, Al. Well, that's a penalty for too much ass on the play, Al.
But I don't know. My gut says the Eagles will win it. You know, my gut's telling me the Eagles. So I'm gonna take the Eagles.
I'm not mad at it. Q?
I think, I mean, I had this pick already, but based off what you just said a minute ago, I think it's going to be a really close game. Probably even potentially like a Super Bowl preview. That's the kind of level these two teams are at right now. But like you said, I think the Ravens' pass defense hasn't been super perfect, and I might have to take the Eagles on this one. We had talking about Saquon Barkley having over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He actually had over 300 yards from scrimmage if you're counting like receptions and stuff like that too. It's been insane. And there's a point I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys know anything about college football or not, or if anybody watching might, but there's this guy from Boise State named Ashton Genty, and he is like on record-setting pace right now. And everybody all year is talking about him if he's going to win the Heisman, which is like the college MVP. And every year it seems to go to like a quarterback. And that's this kind of same thing as the NFL, where it's like the MVP is just turned into like the best quarterback award, and the offensive player of the year is turned into like the best offensive player outside a quarterback. Like you have Cooper Kupp, who was a Triple Crown winner a couple years ago. It wasn't even close for an MVP. They gave it to, I can't remember who.
Is it Lamar?
I can't remember if it was Lamar or not.
So league MVP? Aaron Rodgers, it says.
Oh.
Is that right? Yeah, Packers QB, Aaron Rodgers named 2021 NFL Player of the Year.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp was the Triple Crown winner in 2021, and they gave it to Aaron Rodgers, which I think 2021 was his better MVP year because he got it twice in a row, but one of them, admittedly, he wasn't the best. But like I'm saying, I think we need to give more consideration for these guys outside of quarterback. Like Ashton Genty should easily be the Heisman. And Saquon Barkley, with how he's doing, I think he should get serious consideration for the NFL MVP.
Yeah, to just
I don't know what you guys have to say about
to just interject there as well on that point. a player outside of the quarterback position has not won MVP since Adrian Peterson in 2012. So 12 years, or 13 years, 11 years. 11 years of quarterbacks winning. We'll ignore the bad maths there, but yeah, I actually didn't know that stat. You know, that is wild to think though. But like you say, yeah, Saquon has to be up there for consideration. Derrick Henry has to be up there, but then even just within the Ravens, I would probably say Lamar is more valuable. They probably level those two, bro. They're going crazy, but if we're talking like outside the QB position, Saquon is what a season he's had. You know what I mean? He should win a trophy for the backwards hurdle. I'm still never going to get over that. He should win a trophy just for that. Like most outrageous player of the year award. There you go. Take that. I don't even know if they do that, but
Probably
yeah.
will it like the SBs or something strange.
Yeah, sports moment of the year, the backwards hurdle.
Why? Just on a tangent. If you're the Giants, why would you extend Daniel Jones and just let Saquon go?
Oh my god.
To be fair, I watched the scene on Hard Knocks. They did try to extend, and they offered him a contract. They did, but then he was like, nah, and then went to the Eagles, which is
but they told him it's because the franchise tagged him for so long, and then told him, oh yeah, you go like shop yourself and come back with what you could get, and we'll try and match it. Like it's not really showing him his worth, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's like Liverpool keeping Simicast and letting Salah go.
Yeah, we won't talk about the Salah contract situation right now because I might just start crying on camera if he leaves.
I thank the Giants every day for Xavier McKinney because those guys don't know how to run shit over in New Jersey.
The fact that they lost him and Saquon on like the same day, near enough, that must have been heartbreaking as an organization. But back to the games though, I've picked the Ravens. You two picked the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be game of the week, and I can't wait for you two to pay respects next week once the Ravens go and get this dub. Yeah, bro, it's gonna be a run heavy game, I feel like. So next up, San Francisco 49ers making an appearance at the Buffalo Bills. Now, after what I saw last week, the 49ers, I am not convinced by you guys. I don't know if there's any players coming back from injury. I don't know if Brock Purdy will be back. Do you know that information, Key? Is he back or?
No idea.
Well, either way, it does not matter. It's not going to change my pick. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Give me Josh Allen. Give me the Bills. Give me Josh Allen and the Bills. I like Josh Allen. I like his girlfriend too. She does some really good acting. That sounded like I was being like disrespectful. I genuinely meant that, bro. Like it was about this time 2 years ago. I watched Hawkeye on Disney Plus. Kate Bishop. Shout out to her. She's a sniper. Josh Allen is also a sniper, bro. That arm is crazy. Give me the Bills. Fuck the 49ers. Sorry ass team. Key, I'm going to hand it on to you. I'm taking the stage here, but this is your team. Let's give Key the big screen and give him the stage.
Yeah. I think it depends on injuries. I think if Brock's back and Bosa's back, because Bosa adds a whole different presence to our defense. Like if you look, you're only really scared of Fred. Like really. Like Fred Warner is unbelievable. He's probably the best defender in the league right now. I think without Nick, we're not really scary. I mean, especially with Greenlaw, sorry, still like ACL, whatever. Like we're not that scary as a defensive side, but I think with Nick back, it just adds that like you have to double him, or else he's gonna be pressuring. And I just think if we have Brock back, if we have CMC actually running the ball, yeah, I think we'll do good. I think Kyle said that Brandon Allen's still going to be our QB2 instead of Josh Dobbs, which again is a strange one. But so if Brock doesn't play, it's going to be Brandon Allen again. So my pick is purely on like the emphasis of Brock starting. If Brock starts and Brock plays, I think we win. If Brandon Allen starts and Brandon Allen plays, I think we score 3 points.
Okay, Q, what have you got to say about this one?
I was just taking a look at the 49ers like injury list here. Everybody is just questionable, and there's no like definitive, oh, this person's going to be out. Like Brock Purdy, questionable. Nick Bosa questionable. Trent Williams, who I don't even think played last week either, is also questionable. So if they get those guys back, I think they have a real chance. But from the looks of it, I don't know how likely that's going to be to happen. And I kind of just think that Buffalo is a better team regardless. So I think I'm going to have to go with the Bills on this one.
Final game of the week then. This is going to be an interesting one to pick. We have the Cleveland Browns at the Denver Broncos. It's the Tuesday morning game for us in the UK. Monday night, I want to say, for the US. Now, I picked against the Browns last week and it came back to bite me. But not as much as Jameis Winston was biting down on some snow. I feel like if there's snow in Denver, I don't know if it's ever snowed in Denver. I don't know what the climate's like over there. Then I'll pick the Browns. But if it's not snowing, give me the Broncos. The Broncos let me down earlier this season, infamously, for a lot of money on a parlay. And I still haven't really forgiven them for that. But for my boy Terrell and for the sake of Bo Nix, who I think has been playing well now, he's found a way to get this offense working. I am going to lock in a pick for the Denver Broncos. I will pay respects to Jameis Winston again next week if he does go out there and show out and eat a dub. But I need to stop with these eating jokes, but he does. Thank God that he gets to play in some snow. So if there's snow in Denver, maybe it's a different story. If not, give me the Broncos, bro. Key?
I was literally word for word going to say the same thing. I think if Snow Angels are involved, I think Jameis Winston.
What about Snow Bunnies? Never mind that. He's a married man. He's a married man. We can't go there. So
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow.
Nah, I take the Broncos. Yeah, I think the Broncos take it. But I'll be happy to console Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't be mad if the Browns go out there and get the win. You know, I wouldn't be mad. And that's not me still holding a grudge against the Broncos for what they did a few weeks ago when they got beat by the Chargers and cost me $1,000. But Q, what were you saying?
I'll give you guys a little geography lesson here. Denver is known as the Mile High City, and that is because their altitude is literally like a mile above sea level. So if anybody is used to playing in the cold and the snow, it's probably the Broncos. Like Broncos, Packers, Buffalo are probably all the snowiest, coldest cities that you could possibly play in. So, I mean, Cleveland proved they can play in those conditions if they were to happen. But either way, I think the Broncos are a better football team. And I just hate the Browns, man. Like, if you're going to sign that guy to a guaranteed contract, I am going to hate you for a long, long time.
Who's that? Sorry.
He who shall not be named, Watson.
Oh, yeah. He is terrible, by the way. Like, I understand the sentiment about, like, the Broncos are used to playing in the snow, but just look at this guy's face, bro. This was his face when he found out he was getting to play in the snow. Look how happy he looks. Look how happy he was to play in the snow.
In Cleveland, Ohio, in front of all of these great fans.
Bro, during that interview, as soon as the commentator said it might snow later, you just saw the expression in his face change. That's why I said, if it does snow, I think Jameis is going to be more excited than Bo Nix. He's going to be excited to be on the field and score some points in the snow, you know? But he's not going to want to be 3 and out and then have to sit on the sidelines. He wants to play in the snow. But with that being said, I am still picking the Broncos. All 3 picked the Broncos there.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is 16 picks. It's a big week. I think it's the first week that we've done with all 16 teams. It's only the second week that we've done this. So it is definitely the only week with 16 games. Bro, I feel like we've been doing this all season. It's only the second time we've been doing it. But that just shows how fun it is to play in some snow. Anyway, that is going to bring an end to week 13 of the NFL picks. A lot of different picks this week between the boys. So I'm going to be excited to see who has the best record next week. Because I think there's definitely, like, obviously this week we all went 9-4, I think. Or, well, Key. When, yeah. But that was a consolation because you just played each other. But I can't wait for next week, man. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Next week is not the Christmas games, is it? There's still 3 weeks before the Christmas games, so we're going to try and do this, obviously, every single week till the end of the season now. I can't wait for those Christmas games, man. Yeah, the Texans against the Ravens. I'm about to unwrap a Lamar Jackson jersey on Christmas Day, watch my Ravens whoop the Texans, and then see Beyonce perform at halftime. What a week that's going to be. Let's focus on week 13 for now. Drop your comments below. If you think we're idiots, let us know. Who did you pick? Did you agree or disagree with our picks? I should be looking at the camera for this. I'm just going back through my picks to just have a look at it. Yeah, I'm going 16-0 this week. I'm not going to lie. But if you are new, make sure you subscribe with the like button turned on. That's not even how YouTube works. You don't turn on the like button. Let me do that again. Make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on. Hit the like button for more. Drop a comment if you agree or disagree with our picks. If you think we're idiots, let us know in the comments below. And lovers or haters, you still watched. So with that being said, I'll catch us next time, people. Take it easy.